Hello, good evening, everybody. So it's been a minute since I've been on. I had intended actually to take a look at Anne Boleyn. In actual fact, there were like three main mukbangers. I'm calling them mukbangers simply because they eat on the camera. It's essentially called mukbanging. However, a lot of the reaction channels call them death facts, which is also appropriate because all three of these women are eating themselves to death. Now, that would be Chantal Marie, aka Everyday Mariam, aka Foodie Beauty. She changed her name of her channel to Everyday Mariam, and then changed it back to Everyday Foodie Beauty. For whatever reason, I don't know. I think it was a big mistake, but there you go. Anyway, so there are three of these women that kind of stand out from the rest. There are many of them, by the way, and there's a guy as well that Mr. Snowflake did a documentary on, who's equally, in fact, he's worse than all three of them. But I had intended to go to Anne Boleyn next, but so much has been going on with Foodie Beauty, Chantal, that I thought I'd bring the people that don't know on my channel up to date. Okay, so where did we leave off with Chantal? Okay, so after the embarrassment of her supposed husband getting with one of the subscribers, or basically texting, sexting. Well, I wouldn't even call it sexting. He wanted to shit on her, basically, and piss on the cross and have a lick toilets. I mean, all the video was there, the audio, I'm sorry, text messages. They showed her name was Kai Bella, and she showed. And after that embarrassment, that happened while Chantal was in Canada, supposedly for her health. This was over Christmas, but she quickly forgave him. She forgave him within a few hours and was right back in Kuwait, which again, I thought was a massive mistake, but here you go. So since she's been in Kuwait, she's been basically, she's been infuriating everybody. Pushing Islam down people's throats, essentially. I feel she's pushing it without understanding Islam or knowing anything about Islam, just going on what Salah might tell her. I can speak on this because my father was a Muslim. We weren't raised as Muslims, but as I've said before in other videos, and I don't pretend to understand the religion at all. We were raised Roman Catholic. My mother's from Ireland, so that's how we were raised. But as I told you all before, he wasn't devout. He didn't eat pork and he didn't drink alcohol. My uncles, however, they're the ones that would go and pray, 5 times a day. And my uncle Kinte especially, it didn't matter where he was, he would get up and go in another room and pray. And so this was pissing a lot of people off. And, what's kind of funny is I was looking today. I thought, let me look up, because what's happened is she's done a lot of rage videos. She's been, annoyed at the reaction channels and getting up there, eating and raging and whatever. And in each video, she looks worse and worse and worse. Her health, when she got back to Kuwait from Canada over Christmas, when she got back, she was, her health was terrible. She got sciatica real bad. She was bedridden for 7 days. And she's put on an enormous amount of weight. She says she's slimmer than what she was in Canada, but that's not true. She's absolutely huge. She's put on, I would say, over 100 pounds. I would put her around 425, 450 right about now. And you could see with every video, her skin was modeled. She was dead behind the eyes. I mean, she looked absolutely terrible. And it was only going to get worse. Anyway, so in between this time, Mr. Snowflake is doing a documentary on her. Now, he's done part 1 and part 2. It's very, very good. I suggest you watch it. It really gives you like insight into who Chantal really is, because it's easy to be deceived. When I first saw her, I thought, oh my goodness, you know, this woman is being like bullied. There are many, many reaction channels that react to her. Not everybody was bullying. There's a few that, especially Garlic Bread, I think he gives constructive criticism. In fact, let me take that back. They all do. French Fried Girl is really her nemesis, along with YouTube Underground, Yabba. And but they have a long history of going back and forth. And Chantal's done some mean and wicked things to them, as they've been mean and wicked about her. So, you know, this is YouTube, so you know that happens. But a lot of the time when you eat, French Fried Girl is a #1 nemesis. And if you listen to French Fried Girl, I mean, she gives a constructive criticism. Is Chantal going to listen and take it? No, because it's coming from French Fried Girl. But a lot of what she says makes a lot of sense. And she does give us some sound advice, along with Yabba from YouTube Underground. They do. They give us sound advice. And Garlic Bread, his videos are very straight and to the point. I might play a little bit of one in a little bit. Everyone that I play here today, I will put their channel links in my description. I hope they don't mind. I'm going to start with Mr. Snowflake. And the reason, I've said it before, the reason I like him is because he goes more in depth. I'm not playing the whole thing. You know, go to his channel. This is episode 2. Go to his channel. He's already done episode 1. This is part of episode 2. And he's probably going to end up with about 20 episodes before it's all said and done, because it's like something else happens every time. So I'm just going to start with Mr. Snowflake. And let's see here. Right. Let me share. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. Sorry. Hold on a minute. Remove. Okay, hang on, let me remove that. That was the complete wrong one. Sorry about that. Share screen. Let's see. Yeah, I will eventually. Okay. Okay. It's called The Shattered Reality of Foodie Beauty. I'll play a bit of it and then we'll go on. Hold on one second.
Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 2. Episode 1, I quite liked. Started off nice and silly, got a bit more serious as we went on. I didn't think there was anything in there that would make Foodie rage. I was wrong.
You're talking about things that happened literally 20 years ago.
As you also do frequently.
Off of the haters and off of the same 2 women with eating disorders. What about that? Hello, Amanda. Welcome salam.
I'm also not here for the whataboutisms. I don't care.
So here's the thing.
Don't care.
Everyone is saying that Mr. Cardigan's fair. He does really good
research.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Research. Mr. Cardigan. Oh, how will he recover?
She calls him Mr. Cardigan because usually Mr. Snowflake likes to wear cardigans.
First of all, Mr. Cardigan. Mr. Cardigan. Did you like that? Mr. Cardigan is a much better name than Mr. Snowflake. I should have went with that, but it's a bit too late to change it now. Who would get to 100,000 subs and then change the name?
Twice.
That's a bit silly. All I did, I thought, was show people stuff she's already said and stuff she's already done. I didn't add anything new. I didn't create a computer-generated foodie. It was all her clips. So really, she should be angry at herself, not me. But if episode 1, which I thought was quite tame, if she didn't like episode 1, I think this episode might kill her.
Whispers in your ear. You're the reason Daddy's not here.
Will be even better than the last.
Look at these humans, just walking past a chance to save nearly $750. Hey, you! Look!
And I hope that I can make some changes that are beneficial to my life and health. And
even though she's huge here, she looks so much better. To see her now, I mean, she's even bigger than this, and just awful. She just looks near death.
I say that every year, but you know what? Maybe one of these days it will just click. Maybe it will really happen.
In our first episode, we saw Foodie tell us all sorts of things. She told us how she tried to convince her own mother she was about to end her own life. She wasn't really going to, that was a lie. She told us how she was going to call Child Protective Services on a woman just because this woman dared speak out against her. She wasn't really going to, another lie. We saw Foodie blame everything bad that happened to her on fat phobia. Definitely not true. And we also saw Foodie extremely upset after being dumped by BB. But at least she had the support of her fans.
And I know a lot of you have messaged me and reached out, and I thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I have not replied to it yet.
Everybody was supporting Foodie, of course. She'd done enough things by now to turn a lot of her audience against her. Some of Foodie's audience disliked her so much that they would say things just to get her to react.
And BB, I know I shouldn't entertain this stupidity because it really is just so stupid and juvenile. But did he get his green card? 1, we're in Canada, so there's no green card. Number 2, he has his residency. He doesn't need me. We're not married. So no, we would have to be married for him to get anything. So maybe educate yourself.
One thing I kept saying when I was researching this woman was that her dad was also her uncle, or funkle, as people kept putting it.
That's my dad holding me. That's my grandpa. That's my dad.
I assume this isn't true. I assume. But people would say it just to get a rise out of it, and she would bite every time. Imagine Foodie biting. Beauty bite. Anyway, Foodie being dumped by BB. What was she supposed to do now? Well, she could and would move in with Jimmy Bunker, lookalike, and the better looking of the two, Pete's.
Hey, don't encroach your arm on my side.
But most of this is your side.
I'm hangry.
It's okay. Be patient, Belly. Be patient.
Pete's over there. He's very, very tired from lugging in boxes. Hey guys, hey, how are you? Before we eat, oh, you can dig in.
What are we supposed to say, Grace?
Do you like your house I made for you?
You made?
Yes, I cut out the door and the window, didn't I?
No, I did that.
It was nice to see Foodie alongside Pete. We'd already had about 4 years of just listening to Foodie interesting stories while she stuffed her face. So it was about time we got a fresh face, and Pete's was definitely a fresh face.
Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome to the video you've all been waiting for.
Hi.
Oh, it is smooth. Did you use shaving cream?
Oh yeah.
I did wash my hands. So, just, you know.
Having Pete's as a secondary character in her videos didn't just mean she had a mukbang buddy, it meant she could do more fun, creative videos for our audience.
Hey Ramona, what's up, girl?
My God, I'm freaking out. Here, a prison bus crashed while passing through our town. There were no survivors, but the body of serial killer Smiling Pete was never found. I'm totally freaking out. They're telling everybody to lock their doors and stay inside. Be careful, girl.
Good riddance.
I love anything creative, so even though I wasn't a fan of Foodie at this stage, I still loved seeing the creative little short films rather than just seeing her stuff her face.
I just love going for drives, especially when it starts getting dark out. You never know what you're going to see. Don't you think so, Ramona?
I still think this is a bad idea, girl. What if the car breaks down and we get eaten by like a pack of wolves or something?
Ramona? 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 Oh my God! Oh my God! Ramona! Ah!
Foodie may have been in a new apartment, but she was still the same old Foodie.
My health is crap. I'm sure you're all aware of that. So about 5 days ago or so, I noticed a little painful lump developing on my fupa. The thing on my fupa started leaking. So it was leaking this bloody, gross food that smelled bad. So moving forward, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be focusing on clean eating. I really want to see what life is going to be like for me on the healthy side of things, because if I keep going with all of these health issues, I won't be here for much longer. Can I try the Korean barbecue cheeseburger with one patty? It is ridiculous that an overweight person is told what to do.
Okay, that's as much of it as I'm going to play. It's really, really interesting. I suggest everybody watch it. He's already got part 1 up. This is part 2, but you know, he goes more in depth and you really see who she is, because like him, and he says this in here, he, you know, in the beginning when he first saw Chantal, and I felt that way, was, oh, it can't be that bad, you know, why is this woman being bullied the way she is, etc. And you'll see why as it kind of goes on, Anyway, so you know, what happened is, you know, and I've told you this before, she went to Kuwait within a month and married this Syrian guy that lives there called Salah. And she put on the persona, she put on the jihad and the Arabaya and took the Shahada. And according to her, now she's a full-fledged Muslim. But, you know, again, and I've said it before, she did no research on it. She just did it for him. And so I was looking up marriage in Kuwait, and there is such a thing as temporary marriage. It's permitted in Shia Islam. It's looked down upon, but the marriage is in the Ministry of Justice, Kuwait, and it's a civil ceremony, which is what Chantal had. The bride and groom are required to provide the following documents: original Kuwaiti civil IDs, which Chantal does not have, and copies of bride and groom and witnesses, original passports and photocopies of bride and groom and witnesses. Self-respecting families don't accept this in the community. Another thing, so I essentially feel she was lying about being actually married to him. It may have been a temporary marriage for the purposes of them being able to be in the same house together. But towards the end there, he was hardly ever there. Anyway, you will get fined or held for a few hours at police station if you're drunk in public. Now, Chantal says, you know, alcohol is not permitted in Kuwait. It actually is. Hang on, let me remove this. It actually is permitted. You cannot sell it. You're not supposed to buy it. But if you drink it in your own home, which means, you know, I take that as being you brew your own, you can drink it. That's legal. So there's been a few times there, not that I'm accusing her of drinking at all, but I think the same way there is access to alcohol, there is also access to weed, which is Chantal's real drug of choice. And so nobody believes that. The main problem with Chantal and why she's become so reviled is because of the lies. It's lie upon lie upon lie. And she was doing this before she went to Kuwait. Since Kuwait, it's gotten even worse, and people aren't stupid, and people are getting angry with her. So as I was looking, you know, the marriage laws, because I just thought, you know, what the hell is going on? I came across this on Reddit, and it says, "Hi, new here. I'm a Canadian marrying a Syrian man living in Kuwait. Hi, I'm a Canadian woman. I met my fiance online. He is Syrian and lives in Kuwait. We met about a month ago on Tinder. I'm planning on flying to Kuwait to meet him in a couple of weeks. I was just wondering if it would be okay if I stayed with him at his house, or will we get in trouble? I mean, no one has to know, right? We are planning on getting married while I'm there, but in the meantime, I will be staying with him while he is working. Is there anything I can do by myself during the day? I mean, outside exploring. I'm so excited. I met the love of my life. He is 10 years younger than me. I'm just curious if that we will be frowned upon in Kuwait. Thanks for reading. Hope to hear your responses." Well, the responses weren't very good. So let's read a couple. Somebody said, "This is a troll post, 100%. I don't think anyone in the world would be crazy enough to trust a total stranger in 1 month." Somebody else says, "How does Tinder show people randomly halfway across the world? I don't have anything against meeting online, but marrying after 1 month, even if you were meeting in person every day in that month, as an expat resident in Kuwait, I would not encourage it, let alone if online. Visiting after 1 month is completely fine. Avoid staying with him, as out of marriage intercourse is illegal in Kuwait. Even though you can only be convicted if you were found in action by an official, it does not make you immune to administrative deportation." Next one. If your friend is in Canada and this guy happened to be in Kuwait and they matched on Tinder, then this guy is purposely trying to match with Canadian women in order to get married so he can get the passport. This is all a scheme. No sane person would try to match with people on dating app that are on the other side of the world. Let me see. Canadian woman met my fiance online. Already fiance without meeting. Red flag. Syrian and lives in Kuwait. Still matched. You from Canada. Red flag. We met about a month ago on Tinder. Just a month? ? Giant red flag. Would it be okay if I stayed with him in his house? Red flag and illegal in Kuwait. We are planning on getting married while I am there. Oh dear, major red flag. I met the love of my life. You know that in a month? ? Clearly you're not 16. This is so naive. Red flag. He is 10 years younger than me. I mean, seriously, if you're 10 years older than him and you fall for this scam, nobody can help you. Ultimate red flag. And then someone else says, am I tripping or am I tripping? And it goes on and on. I mean, there are so many, every single comment was negative. Recrino says, I maintained it's a marriage of convenience. I think she was offered a significant amount of money to marry this gentleman and bring him to Canada. Unfortunately, she's very desperate and delusional, and she thinks she can manage to have him falling in love with her. He is a Syrian citizen in Kuwait, a country that is notoriously difficult to receive citizenship from. I don't think they intend to stay in Kuwait very long. Salah can also catfishing her for money. If so, she won't go to Kuwait because it serves salad. Okay, so that particular post knows who Chantal is. So, in fact, one of them was really funny. Somebody had said, is that you, Chantal? I was kind of shocked to see that, because what that tells you is Chantal was well aware of the pitfalls before even going there. I mean, it wasn't the way she was talking. Oh, it's just haters on YouTube and la la. No, it wasn't. It was haters wherever you asked that question, according to you. And every single comment, there wasn't one positive one that said, hey, yeah, go ahead. So you knew what you were doing, and you knew why you were doing it, out of freaking desperation, and to show Nader, hey, I can get married. I got a man. He's better looking than you, and whatever, you know. Anyway, so as I was looking at that, we were talking about her changing her name to Everyday Mariam, you know. So how she spelt Mariam, Mariam, is actually wrong. It's kind of Maryam, you know, similar to Mary, you know, Mother of Christ. And Maryam, Maryam, was the 19th surah. She was the only woman actually named in the Quran. And the actual correct spelling for Miriam, well, it's pronounced Miriam, Myriam. That is the correct spelling. Okay, so I think it was spelt wrong in the first place. In any event, she was doing a lot of praying, preaching the you know, Islam to everybody that would listen, not knowing a thing about it, and it was pissing people off. And then you had her praying and whatever, and you know, oh God. I mean, it was good she was praying in her house, because women and men pray differently. I'm going to tell you a story one time. I told it one time on here a long time ago about my father's funeral when he passed away, had a Muslim funeral, and it was something else. It wasn't something that I was expecting. Anyway, the women were not allowed into the mosque, and when praying, you don't pray with your ass up in the air like that as a woman. Okay. You know, the way she was praying, it was just ridiculous. And I would have liked, she should have put the audio on. I would have liked to have heard the prayer. You know, and this is why people were getting annoyed, because it's bullshit. You know. Anyway, during this time, Chantal got to 100,000 subs. Now, the way she got to 100,000 subs, some people question it, some people don't like it. They think she cheated her way. Basically, I think she was 900 shy of 100,000, and she went into a Muslim lady who's in Kuwait, went into her chat, gave her a super chat, and had Salah write in Arabic so the woman understood, and told the woman, I need 900 to get to 100,000. Help me get to 100,000. Well, the woman was, because, you know, she'd given her money, and The woman liked that, and so a lot of people subscribed from there. So people say she gained her 900 from that. I don't know if she did or not. Anyway, she got to 100,000, and she got her plaque, her silver plaque that YouTube sends you. So a lot of people felt it was cheating and whatever, and she did a plaque unveiling and whatever, but she still looked extremely unhappy, extremely miserable. And at this point, I was just getting annoyed with her. I just thought, for Christ's sake, call your mother. If you don't have the money, call your mother, get a flight, go the hell home. And the reason I felt that way is because you could see her deteriorating, and she was eating and eating and eating, and she was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And all I kept thinking was, what's going to happen is, she's going to have a major health crisis, and she's not going to be able to get on a plane. And healthcare in Kuwait is expensive. And I don't see Salah looking after her that way. He was barely at the apartment most of the time. And when, what's noticeable, and you'll see it in these videos, when she first got back, that apartment was pristine. He had it like a bachelor pad. Slowly but surely, it starts looking like a pigsty. The curtains are all straggled at the window. The cushions are all thrown everywhere. Shit all over the tables. I mean, it was just horrendous. And I was willing her to go back to Canada. Anyway, let's play a little more of while she was in Kuwait. And let's see here. Hold on a second.
Or maybe a special shout out. Or maybe you just have a pressing question for me you want answered.
Well, hello there. How are you? I hope you're having a great day. Yide Self here, about to have a mukbang for you. Let's call this Fast Food Friday, even though in that case most days are Friday for me. But anyway, they included cutlery, that's the bonus. Oh. Homemade food is so much better. But you know what? I cooked yesterday. I didn't film, I didn't do a video. I don't really have a lot going on in my life. So I don't know what's going to happen with my channel, but... Ooh! I wanted like a triple burger, so... I got a triple burger. Alright, now this is...
That is absolutely vile. It's just disgusting. With her raging diabetes, I mean, her diabetes is raging at this point. It really is. I don't know what on earth would possess her to eat that. Seriously.
I think it's called Sobia. It's these drinks, popular drinks that they make during Ramadan with like, this has like vanilla, coconut. It's really delicious. So I'm going to have some. And we also have a bottle of this stuff for Ramadan. I forget what it's called. I'll have to put a note. It's really good though. I don't know. Honestly, don't know what it is. Okay, Bismillah. I want some now of this. Tastes like grape juice to me. But Celeste said they drink it. Very popular during Ramadan. Okay, so these fries, I don't even know what's on them. Jalapenos, onions, ground meat, beef bacon, cheese, and some kind of spicy sauce. Yeah, here we go. First bite for you. They're called volcano fries. They're pretty good. I like the thick cut, like steak fries.
I mean, oh my God. Chantal, do you want a shovel? You know, she calls them beauty bites. She stuffs as much in her mouth as humanly possible and doesn't chew. She chews, does a couple of chews, and that's it. And swallows. I'm surprised she hasn't choked to death by now. But I mean, basically, let me get rid of this. You get the gist of what I was talking about. Let's look at. Okay, so it's coming. It's Ramadan now in Kuwait. Well, it's Ramadan everywhere for Muslims, and basically you fast from dawn to sunset, and then you can break your fast. So she was insisting that she was going to practice Ramadan. Well, first of all, she shouldn't have done because of her raging diabetes, because of her blood sugar levels. It's equally as dangerous to, have low blood sugar as it is high. And nobody really believed it anyway. She can barely go a few hours without eating something. So to go all day and without even water, you can't even drink water. Just nobody really believed it. So this is they've decided now. Most of the time, she's sitting in the house day and night. What's his face over there? Salah. Hold on 1 second. Let me do that. Yeah, Salah. Salah decides to take her out. I guess I'm not sure what happened, but he decides to take her out. So let's take a little look at that. And this is her first time out of the house in forever. Most of the time, she's sitting in. Looks like a nice apartment, actually. But hold on. Let me bring this up. Most of the time, she's been sitting in the house, and this is one of her first trips out in a while. Okay, so here we go. Alhamdulillah, my ass. I can't even listen to that anymore. You know, this is why people were getting pissed off. She had no idea what she's talking about, and it was just annoying, and she kept doing it. Anyway, so what I wanted to get to is, I think I have a couple more, but we won't bother with those. Well, let's take a look at this one. Hold on one second. You know, I'm just trying to show there was no effort whatsoever in trying to, you know, watch what she ate a little bit. I mean, oh my God. Let's do okay. Now, nobody believes for 1 second one of those subs is for Salah. She's, you know, nobody believes that. She's going to eat them both. But if you notice in the background here, look at the curtains all straggled at the window. She's now sitting in, so this is Salah's gaming chair. And everything looks, you know, it looks kind of dingy back there. It's a big difference from when she first arrived. Let me put it that way. Okay, so you basically get the gist. Anyway, so I'm going to do this in 2 parts. In part 2, we'll continue, and I'll let you know what happened very recently in the last week. Chantal disappeared for the last few days. She'd got into an argument and a YouTube, well, not an argument exactly. She'd put up quite a nasty post about another YouTuber called Kalari, and I think Kalari had you know, some comments that Chantal didn't like, and so Chantal put up like a nasty community post, and so she was banned for, I believe, 7 days. Now, and then she disappeared, you know, nothing, not on any site. So there was a lot of speculation as far as where in the world is Chantal. So there was a lot of speculation. Some said that she'd gone back to Canada because her visa was up, you know, and that's the thing that I'm going to talk about in the next video. So I do hope Chantal, if she doesn't look at this one, look at the next one, because I've got some really sound advice for her. It's not coming from a place of hate. This isn't Hate a Nation. You know, I'm just going by what I see, you know, and I did start off with great empathy for her, but as you see, certain things happen even before Kuwait. BBJ the cat, she let its nails grow into its paws. The cat was in pain. and she didn't take it to the vet. She kept saying she was going to take it. She didn't take it to the vet. I blame Pete's as well. She was living with Pete's at the time. She was running around chasing after Nada, but Pete's was there looking after those animals, and he should have said something and took care of it. Neither one of them did anything. And if you see the state of Pete's now, he's put on a ton of weight too. I guess he's sitting in his room eating all day. I don't know what the hell happened with him, because he wasn't a bad looking fella when he started off. Now he looks pregnant. I mean, oh my God, I don't know what that man's gone over most of it, except, where in the world was Chantal? So like I said, there was so much speculation. She was on her way back to Canada. She needs a visa run again. What was the others? She'd been banned, which, because she'd gone after that other creator. The religious police had gone to her door, and and that as well was a concern, because after she got into the argument with Salah's friend Allah, she called his wife essentially a whore, and said that Allah had black men living in the house, and that essentially that the wife was servicing them. I mean, she didn't say it in those words, but more or less. And they don't play that in those type of countries. I was worried that the Mujahideen is going to come over there, and especially after Salah did what he did, talking about shitting on people and, oh God, spurting semen all over the couch, I believe, and licking the toilet. I mean, all kinds of crazy nonsense, and sending her pictures of him in the bath and just all kinds of stuff. I was hoping they didn't get wind of that, and that they had come round there and kicked the door in and dragged the pair of them out and stoned them. And then there was other speculation. More today, I was thinking, I was hoping that she wasn't, she hadn't had like a major medical crisis where, she couldn't go anywhere. And, that was the main thing. But anyway, it's a month of Ramadan, so that's where we kind of left off. So let's share a bit of this. Now, this did make me laugh. Was it this one? Let's see. Oh, this one. Okay, now what happens is you're supposed to fast from dawn to sunset, and you break that fast with a date usually and water. Well, Chantal loves her dates, and again, they are so high in sugar that it's the worst thing she could possibly eat. But she was eating them out the arse, so there you go. Anyway, this is when they break the fast. It's called iftar, and this is what she had for iftar. It was beef stew and cheese sandwiches, which I have never heard of. I mean, beef stew, yeah, but normally it would have like dumplings in it, which would, the potatoes, which would be the carbs. Yeah, I guess when we were younger, they'd give us bread to dip in it, but not cheese sandwiches on top of it. But anyway.
شهر الإحسان شهر الغفران رمضان 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 رمضان.
Okay, now that they're singing in the beginning of that was Salah. Ramadan, Ramadan. Actually, French fried girl cracks me up. She does a really good impression of Salah singing Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan. Oh my God, it had me love rolling. But anyway, let's move this along a little bit.
Very tender. I tried it. It's a little liquidy, but it's been cooking in the oven for 2.5 hours. It wasn't ready on time for Maghrib when I was supposed to
stop the fasting, break the fast. So I had a date and a little glass of milk, and I prayed Maghrib, and then now I'm eating this. It was in the oven for like 2.5 hours, maybe a bit more. Um, so yeah, and now we have to have bread and butter with stew. So this is bread and butter with a piece of Gouda cheese and some grape leaves. Now I'm gonna make grape leaves, but I found a can way back in the cupboard. I'm gonna finish this first. And I'm trying this new drink, Candy Can, Rocket Ice Lolly flavor. Now I love Rocket Ice Lollies, but sparkling, it has 0 sugar. It's a sparkling drink. It's supposed to taste like Rocket Ice Lolly. So I'm gonna try this now.
You know, it always amazes me. You know, these people, they go and order like, I mean, this is obviously homemade, which is way better than what she normally would eat. The bowl of stew is massive. I think half of that would have been sufficient. And ditch the sandwiches and ditch the grape leaves things. I forget what they're called now. I actually quite like them, but I haven't had them in a long time. But it's like rice and meat, I believe, wrapped up in grape leaves, and then it's steamed normally, I believe. I'm not sure. I know Greek people have them, and so do that they do in the Middle East. But yeah, ditch those and cut that beef stew in half, and should have been pretty good, you know. But there's no point really in drinking. She might as well just drink a full fat soda. Seriously, I mean.
Now. But I don't think I would buy them again. I can taste the fake sugar way too much. I don't know. But anyway, it's okay. So yes, Bismillah. um, yeah, so I broke my fast with a date, which that's like tradition, like a date and a little glass of milk. I was really, really hungry, so the cold milk actually tastes good. Normally I don't like just milk on its own like that. I love carrots. Mmm. Yum. I like the flavor of the Worcestershire and the bay leaves in stew. Can't believe I wasn't recording. Anyway, I have a story for you.
See, this is what I mean. I mean, she hasn't even finished chewing the sandwich, and she's taken a bite of something else. I mean, Chantal, you've really got to like watch that. You know, you're going to end up choking to death, and you eat so fast. Oh my God, I've never seen anything like it. Anyway, that's enough of that for a second. You know, you get the gist of what was going on. Now, every day she just looked worse and worse to me. She didn't look happy at all, and but you know, no, me and Salah are in love. Blah blah blah. And then she disappears, and hold on. She disappears, and she reappears today in Canada. Oh my goodness. Well, people predicted this in the first place because it's coming up to her visa expiring. You know, they don't believe she's married anyway. Neither do I, and I don't think anybody does. But you know, she's back in Canada, basically saying that. In fact, I'm going to play Mr. Garlic Bread's take on it. He does a really good take on it. But first, let's see what Chantal has to say back in Canada. And she does say that she's back for good. You know, she's gonna get her an apartment. I hope she starts taking care of her health, even though it's not happening so far. She's on live right now, eating chicken sandwiches and God knows what else. So far, you know, I just think, okay, once she gets the cravings for whatever she was craving out of her system, maybe she will start taking her health more seriously. You know, she doesn't have to pay there, and she needs so much done. You know, there's so much medical treatment that she needs. I hope she starts doing that, and really, Chantal, I hope you seriously start taking your health seriously. You know, you can't go on the way you are, the way you've been eating. You've put on at least 120, 140 pounds in a year. That's a lot of weight, and you can see it on your front. You know, you've been wheelchair bound, you've been bed bound. You know, what's next? If you look at your skin, it's awful. I mean, without the filters, it's absolutely awful. And you've got to know, you've got to be feeling it. You know, and I'm not saying this to be nasty or from a place of, you know, hate, but you've been doing this for how long? 7, 8 years. You know, it's time to take your health in check, whatever that takes. Whatever it takes. While you've been gone, the reaction channels have been playing a lot of your old videos. You know, with a lot of them you were running crazy or whatever, but you looked so much better. So much better. You know, you just looked miserable in Kuwait. Everyone could see you were miserable. But anyway, where was I? So let's play this. This is she's come back today after, I think it's been 7 days. I'm not sure. Okay, this is her first live back.
Thanks. I look cute. No, I don't feel it. Okay. I have so much to talk about. I was bees. Actually, I know. Okay, so I'm in a private spot. All right. We're so worried. Well, let me tell you what happened. So, thank you guys. Everybody, who did I miss? I missed a lot of, I think I missed some Beezers here. My nose is dry. Hi. Thanks, guys, for it's going so fast. Joey, Ghostface. I get, and I was like, what? You know? So I got a strike on my channel. And at first I was like, what the F? You know, I was like pissed off. I was like, I have a strike on my Rosemary. Hi, Marbles. Kayla. Trixie. Loyalty Beezer. Thank you. Ready, start, rebees. Okay, sorry, I have to concentrate. Sorry. Hi, Carolina. Never have I ever. Paul Freed, everybody. Normally, Mimi. Shelly. I know. Okay, listen. So basically, and I was like, what? You know? But then, like, I saw, like, the post that I made. Like, I deleted it, but it's about it was for the post that, thanks, Mistress, Georgia girl, that I made about that Kalani lady. So at first I was mad, and I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter, like, because I was triggered as usual, but that's my problem, to be triggered. But anyway, I was triggered because I saw parts of a video on Yo Mama's live stream about her, and she was like, you know, calling me a heifer and that my husband wouldn't touch me. So I, you know, said some nasty things back. So, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I got caught for it. I think it's weird that, you know, that YouTube doesn't, you know, keep the same energy for some other channels that swear and all that. But what I said was really nasty. So, you know what? I'm like, fine. What I did was wrong. I'll take the hit. I'll take the L. And you know what? I think it's a sign from God or from whatever, the universe, whatever you want to believe, that I needed that break. Like, this break has been amazing for me. And I know that's going to annoy you
and it's gonna make people mad, but it was so amazing. But yeah, I just want to sit and chat here for a while. You thought I fell into the drain. So anyways, basically the break was awesome, you know. So yeah, I was like, yeah, you know what, I was nasty. Like, doesn't matter if I'm being nasty back, whatever. Like, my point is, like, I need to just ignore these people and really just focus on beesing, focus on. And I missed you guys so much. Like, you guys are my support system. I realize that in a lot of ways. Like, I have to just try to make it in a healthy way. Like, so yeah, I have to be positive because you know what? YouTube is a popularity contest. A lot of people don't like me. So any little way they can, and obviously they're going to report me, right? Especially if I do something that goes against terms of risk, and if I get caught, that's like as if my entire channel for little like people who are saying like that I'm a pig, you know, like no, I needed to check my behavior. It's like ruining my mental health, everything. So basically this break was amazing, and I made a very big decision to move back to Canada. And honestly, if I had my way and I was rich, I would probably bounce back and forth all the time. No, you know what? I wouldn't. This journey, let me tell you this, one of the stories, okay? I want to tell you one of the stories of the horrors of being on the plane this time. All right, so normally, sorry, I'm just getting this out and I'll talk to you guys and save your questions if you want to, but I normally...
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too. Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
You know what I was listening to? Foodie Beauty. Or you can request a cameo and get your cameo. And I ate a non-halal chicken sandwich at the airport, by the way.
Now then, so if you notice, she seems very hyper, very cheery. So something's going on there. She's not telling the full story. A little later on, I guess she says that she's not divorcing Salah, that, you know, they'll go. But here's the thing. You can't divorce someone that you're not married to. And even if you were married to him, Chantal, under Muslim law, he just says, I divorce you 3 times. That's it. So it isn't so much about you divorcing him. You need to worry about him divorcing you. And if he does, he'll be doing you a good favor. Secondly, you know, I don't think you're really fooling anybody anyway. Something happened there. I don't know if you suddenly came to the realization that Salah is full of shit and always has been, or you know, you actually came back for your health, or it could be money or whatever. I think you came to the realization, at least I hope you did. I hope you wake the hell up. What you need to do is get that freaking jihad off. Get rid of the abayas. The jihad is not helping you. And you know why you're having problems with your chins? Because you've got several and the sweat, and you've got that under your chin the whole time. It's probably raw, chafing. You don't need that on anyway. Okay? You know, and like you just said, it's Ramadan. You're a devout Muslim. You've been preaching to everybody for God knows how long, and you just ate a non-halal chicken. So, you know, seriously, this is why I think you're being vilified a lot and people are reviled. This is why. So, you know, what I would suggest to you, Chantal, and this is just some sound advice. Stop with the lies. Just tell the truth. You know, a lot of it, like the difference, you know, Mr. Snowflake was saying that you and Anne Boleyn are one in the same, and I believe you both are to a certain extent as far as your weight loss journeys. You both, in fact, not just you, Hungry Fat Chick, all of these weight loss people say the same thing. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then they're back on camera eating, you know, enough to feed an African village. But I think the difference, you and Amberlynn are very, very similar, and you both lie your asses off. But I think the difference with your lies is your lies are more to protect yourself. That's what I believe. I believe they're to protect yourself, and you don't want to look embarrassed, you know. But I think it's time to stop with the lies. Start being honest. You got to 100,000. You got your plaque. If you want to get to 200,000, a million, whatever it is, just stop with the lies. You know, if Salah turned out to be a dirtbag bag, which we know he did, just say he did. You know, what's he going to do? He can't come to Canada. There's no way. Yeah, I suppose you can travel over there again, but why would you? You know, there are men in Canada. Anyway, let's continue.
I was so hungry because I was like, after I didn't eat like anything on the plane, Air Canada, because of the fact that my stomach was so bad. So by the time I did so much walking, my body feels so bad right now. Teardrop, hi! Glad you're safe. I was worried. Thank you, Teardrop. Sorry if I missed you when you came in. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you can decide what being Muslim means to you. It's personal, exactly. There's no compulsion in Islam. Like they say, you're not, you know, like certain things, anyways. It doesn't even say in the Quran you have to wear a hijab on your head. It's interpreted that way by scholars, but mostly what it is verbatim, it's like to cover, make like loose clothing so you can't see the form of your body. Like, don't dress like what we would call skank dress, you know? Which I used to do. Yeah, but I don't miss that. I like to be covered up. Honestly, I do. I'm 40. I want to kind of start dressing my age. Not that if you want to dress, you know, like that when you're 60, that's no problem. But for me,
shut the hell up and just take that crap off. Okay? You don't really want to wear it. You're only wearing the jihad to cover your chins. You've been doing that for a while. And now look, you underneath it's all sore and red. You don't really want to wear that crap. And yeah, it wasn't a pleasant sight with all your bits hanging out or whatever, but you can dress conservatively without having to wear all that crap. And you know you don't want to wear it. So stop with that. And Islam is a personal thing. What I suggest you do while you're there in Canada, there are places, if you're really, you know, being truthful about wanting to be a Muslim, go to some of the classes, you know, and learn properly, because you're just repeating what Salah told you, basically. And this is what's annoying. Stop going on about religion, especially something you don't know. And you're very lucky, actually, that while you were in Kuwait, see, one of my fears for you as well was, you know, at one point you almost sounded radicalized at one point. And I thought, oh my God, if she does go back to Canada, she's going to get some flack. You know, just shut up about what you don't know about. And I don't mean that in a hateful way. You know, you talk too much about what you don't know, and that is Islam and the meanings behind this and the meanings behind that. You know, you did a video of yourself praying with your ass up in the air, which they don't do, by the way. And then you're sitting in the corner with the Quran, you know, like you're reading. Please give us a break. Just stop with that.
I think I like, you know, like this stuff. Like, I don't know. I want to go walking too, Rebecca. Reginald doll! The doll I was going to get for my birthday. Reggie said, please, welcome. So, yeah. Thanks, Leslie. Hey, Brooke. Cumbersome. Welcome, Cumbersome. Ready, set, bees. Bees. Can we DD wig bees?
Okay, I've had about just enough of that. I think what I'd like to share with you is Mr. Garlic Bread. Let me see if I can pull it up. And what I like about garlic bread I mean, there are several channels I like. Like I said, I like French Fried Girl. Yes, they're going at it hammer and tongue, but she can be funny. She is funny, and she does give some very constructive criticism. It's just that because it's coming from her, Chantal won't listen. Hold on a second. Let me pull up garlic bread, because he just did a video before I was about to come on, and his videos are usually 15 minutes, 10 minutes, if that. Okay, let's see. Can find him. Oh, actually, I think I spelled it wrong. I think he spells it garlic. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, now yeah. Okay, hold on one second. And basically this garlic bread, hold on a minute, let me see. Garlic bread basically, oh gosh, no. Stop screen, okay. That's right. Right. Okay, let me share the screen. All right, hold on a second. Now, what garlic bread does is he condenses it down and just gives you the gist, you know, rather than sitting listening to Chantal. Normally, I don't watch her shows. I kind of watch him and I listen to French Fried Girl. I will go and watch her show here and there. You know, and there are times, in the beginning, it was really confusing because there are times where she's really upset and she looks really downtrodden. There were times in Kuwait where I thought, oh my gosh, I just wish she'd go home, you know, and you just felt bad for her. And then she does other things, you know. If you watch Mr. Snowflake, you'll see what I'm talking about, and it kind of changes your mind. She's quite confusing, but garlic bread basically breaks it down.
Guys, welcome back. Commentary for you. So Chantal is back, thankfully, driving with glasses on. She says these glasses sell about her, and she's sitting in her car. She's worried about being on private property. She's nervous. She's overwhelmed. And she says her life has changed a lot. But she does take a few minutes to thank her Beezers. She says that they're the support system she didn't fully understand that she had. She said she's jet lagged, which we all know what that means. And trust me, we'll get into that in a moment. She says her body is battered and tired from this trip. She starts, of course, getting belated birthday wishes. And these are her words, not mine. She says that she's having some issue with her chins being contained by the hijab and abaya. Then, what everyone wanted to know, she admitted to the strike. She said she was angry and confused about it. She does confirm it was due to the post. She says the problem with that was that she was watching other reaction channels. She was triggered and she doesn't understand how, quote, the other channels don't get that energy. But she does say this is a sign that she needed a break. And she reassures herself and all her Beezers that YouTube is a popularity contest and she can't risk her channel over people saying she is a pig. Now, the other big news from this, she has moved back to Canada, not simply there to re-up a visa, not simply there for the week. She has came out and said that she is going to stay there. She is saying that the weather and the healthcare are the reason that she's decided to go. She is not going to be divorcing Salah. She said she's going to leave that up to God. She is going to get her own setup, including an apartment. She said she did get work done on the Kia, which she said was over $2,000. He goes through a flight story where she had a veggie sandwich, mocked the people that offered it to her and how they spoke. She said the cream cheese on it upset her stomach and gave her gas. The person sitting beside her spilled wine on her, but this is probably because she overflows the seat quite a bit. She then says that when she went to leave the plane, immigration came on to do a passport check and she had bubble guts, was delayed the whole time. Now, controversially, she is going to be getting Sam back, according to her. She said that she already talked to Sam's new owner and that the cat does not have a good relationship with the current cat that person has. So giving him back will not be an issue. She said Sala, though, is in love with Julia, despite not being a pet person, and that he is welcome there, and kind of open ends they could all travel back and forth together. She laughs off the dispensary, of course, and says that she has not been fasting. She says that it's legal in Canada, it's viewed as medical in Canada, and that it helps her with pain. So this can just be part of her religion, and that her religious journey is personal. I also do just want to point out, because she basically ends this by going through question and answer and wanting to go eat. This video had almost 2,000 people watching, which is like 4 to 6 times what she normally gets. Of course, there's going to be probably nonstop content now, not only because she needs to make up for a low month without monetization, but because for so many, I think we know what happens in Canada, what made her successful on YouTube. As she's seen, the Kuwait arc has not worked and elected to move back. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching it. I will be back as soon as I can.
Okay, so Mr. Garlic Bread basically laid it out for you. Anyway, right after this first live she did, she went live again, sitting in a car in the dark, eating. It went straight to food, all the wrong foods again. I'm just, on one hand, I'm really, really glad that she's back in Canada. I hope she never goes back to Kuwait, ever. And I hope she gets rid of Salah. I don't see Salah coming there. They're not going to let Salah in Canada. I highly doubt it. And I dread to think what he's doing. I mean, I don't know how long it took her to get home. I'm imagining a couple of days. Last time, he was out running around within days. So, who knows? But I've just got a sneaking suspicion Chantel's had enough. I hope so. I hope she's woken up now. And first and foremost, takes care of her health. Get that under control right away. Eat your little heart out for a couple of days, whatever you've missed and whatever. Because, I have to admit, I do that when I go back to England. There are things I miss, like Cornish pasties, British sausages, fish and chips. There are so many things. Even some of our sweets, quality streets and stuff like that. I miss a lot of stuff. So I get it. But being at your weight and the way your blood sugar is, you need to see a doctor really immediately if you can. Anyway, that's it for me. Everybody take care. See you soon.